welcome to the Guitar Collection. Today I'm here with a legendary instrument by an even more legendary luthier, of course the great Daniel Friederich. This is a concert model of his from the year 1990. Now, Friedrich guitars have been played and are being played by the biggest names in classical guitar. He made himself known for extremely beautiful and elegant looking guitars, just aesthetically so perfect, and being extremely scientific and meticulous about his sound, about the character of the instruments, taking notes about every single guitar that he finishes. And it shows with this guitar. Now, not only does the character of the sound show on this instrument and his detail and aesthetics, but it also shows how much this guitar was played. I mean, when you look at this gorgeous cedar top, you will see so many playing marks, just honest play wear. Nothing from abuse or misuse of this guitar, but just little marks here and there, lots of little rasguiado scratches and nail marks, but it is in the original condition. There are no cracks and no repairs. And when you turn it over, you'll see this beautiful set of Indian rosewood on the back and sides, which is almost always what Daniel Friederich used. And of course, you will see all of the beautiful aesthetic details that you will notice on his guitar, starting with his rosette. You will see the different colors here, where you'll see some yellowish, now golden colors. And of course, this central motif that you'll also see on the tie block, that you'll also find on most all of his concert model guitars. Moving on up to the headstock, my personal favorite part and detail of this guitar is this central inlay that he puts along the center of the headstock on his concert model guitars that I just think adds a little bit layer of elegance and simple beauty to this guitar without being overly flashy. It's something you notice every time you look up at this guitar. And from the audience perspective, it's something that you notice as well. In fact, it has quite a shiny finish right there on the central motif, while everything else is quite a matte color. I even especially love how it tapers away here and becomes eventually level with the center part of the head. It's just all these little details that you can get lost in on Daniel Friedrich's guitars. Also up at the head, you'll see the original Fustero tuners, which he really liked to use on his guitars. Then when we move on to talk about the shape of the neck, it is his typical Friedrich neck from this era, I would say. It is fairly thick and D-shaped. However, it's balanced out by the beautiful fretwork and action. It's very low, like 3.5 millimeters here at the 6th string. And it makes it incredibly easy to play. Of course, the thickness of the neck, the density of the wood, all of these little details actually play into the sound of the guitar as well. And as you can tell, the sound of this guitar is absolutely magical. I have to highlight the just unbelievable sustain that this guitar has. And you heard a little bit of this in the intro of this video, but it's not just one note or two notes or three notes that surprise you. It seems to be all of them, that he's not only achieved this beautiful sustain, but the quality of the note that is sustained is also just over the top beautiful. Take a listen to that piece I was playing in the intro of this video, Sueño en la Floresta by Agustin Barrios. You can hear how these melodic notes just last forever with their own beautiful character. I mean, I could play that phrase over and over again. It's really special how gentle the note sounds and how long that fundamental sustains without having to push it too hard. what? At least for myself, I think I just nailed it as far as explaining what I personally find special about these guitars. It's just how beautiful the sustain comes out of this guitar and with how little effort. And it's this perfect blend of complicated overtones but just crisp fundamental that makes these guitars so clear. Well, I definitely want to play some more musical examples on this guitar and test out each of the strings. But first, I want to remind you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I love hearing what you think about these instruments, so please leave a comment below if you've had any experience with Friedrich's instruments. I've now played a lot of these guitars, and I have to say this one is really special. Make sure to check it out at guitarcollection.com. You'll see a place where you can subscribe to the email list so that you find out about new instruments before they become available. And you'll also see beautiful photos and a description of this guitar. But let me go ahead and share with you a little bit more about this instrument. Well, now I'm back in standard tuning, and while I've shown you what is just so beautiful about the treble strings of this guitar and just how it sings and that really unique, beautiful sustain, now I have to show you why these instruments not only are incredible collector's pieces that are so sought after for their sound, but they're also still being chosen as concert instruments. It's because it has so much power, so much balance when we're talking about chords, which I'm about to do a chord test for you. And of course, the sustain I spoke about, a huge palette of colors. And it seems to be this beautiful mixture of all these characters. And I have to say, some of these characters can be found in a lot of other really world-class instruments that do not have the volume and the clarity that these guitars by Daniel Friederich have. And this is an especially nice one at that. So let's do a little chord test here. You can feel that the balance has such a nice dispersion between bass notes and treble notes here. And the mid-range comes out on this guitar without it being squawky or annoying, right? It just beautifully blends into there. It doesn't cover up the mid-range, it's very present, but it's not annoying, right? And this is where I really hear it, in first and second position. That's where you hear some of the annoying mid-range artifacts that are just not present on this guitar. If you take a moment from a piece that asks for clarity in the bass, like the second movement of La Cathédrale by Augustin Barrios, you'll notice it brings this clarity yet the notes come together so nicely. It's not like it's clarity coming from the overly responsive, touchy side of things. It's clarity coming from the thickness of the note. Listen to this. Isn't that nice? I could do this all day too. Hopefully that comes through in this recording, but chords like this, chords like those are just what makes this guitar something else. You know, you get the feeling that you're getting all of the musical details out of it without feeling overexposed and embarrassed by the instrument. And guitar is already such a difficult instrument. Why make it any harder? An instrument like this makes your job as a musician feel easier. These bass strings have such a character of sustain and power, just like the trebles do, as evidenced by something like Prelude 1 by Villalobos. I mean, this B can last forever, right? I mean, there's just so many colors and sounds to explore. And I guess I should do a little bit of a color test. Like if you hear something like this, you get this giant palette of colors. And especially when I play over the fingerboard. You just get this insane palette of colors. What a beautiful instrument. Well, what I definitely have to do now is play a piece that I play on every guitar, which is Prelude 11 by Francisco Tárrega. And I hope you can hear how special this guitar is from this piece. I was just talking to a student earlier today about trying out guitars, and I was showing him how amazing this one was. And I was saying how with a lot of traditional guitars, it might have one really special area of the guitar. Something you really look forward to and just makes the guitar outstanding in that area, right? For a lot of guitars, it's right there. And this one, my gosh, it's so special there. But what I was saying about this guitar, and also in Friedrich's instruments in particular, is that there is not one special area. There are many special areas of the instrument. And what I find is sometimes when this area is incredibly open and resonant, then maybe up here in 7th position, it's lackluster, but not on this guitar. For that matter, all the way up here in 10th position. Well, here's an opportunity to own an incredibly special piece of history, a very special Daniel Friederich guitar, number 670 from the year 1990. I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't born for 2 more years. And I mean, when you see a guitar that's been played like this, with lots of little bits of wear to the top, but still from a distance looking really great. You've got to think, there's a reason why someone spent so much time playing this instrument. And that's certainly the first thing I think when I pick up a guitar like this, and my gosh, I see why. And I hope this video serves the purpose of sharing it with you so you can get to know this guitar as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned. I have a lot of amazing guitars coming in right now. Definitely write to me. Send me a message at evan@guitarcollection.com. If you have a special instrument that you would like to consign with me or are thinking about selling, I would love to hear from you. Definitely check this out at guitarcollection.com, and I'll see you in the next video.